Hi, I'm Nikki from Teaching Autism and welcome to the Autism and Special Education Community Podcast. Are you an autism or special education professional? Are you a teacher or therapist looking for support and new ideas? You may even be a parent, family member or carer. This podcast is perfect to help you find out more information, support and get some of your questions answered. Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode on my Teaching Autism and Special Education Community Podcast. Today I am sharing some of my best tips for how to improve your immune system, especially for first year teachers. So first of all, let me congratulate you for either starting or completing your first year as a teacher. Now teachers work so hard and to get here has been a huge achievement for you. And you've probably prepared for so many things in advance. But did you prepare your immune system? Now today I'm going to share all the tips that I have learned over the years for improving my immune system. So when I first started in a school, I was told to prepare myself for every illness in my first year. And I remember laughing it off because I never used to get sick. So I thought I had an amazing immune system. But how wrong was I? Because I didn't realize just how many illnesses there were that I could catch and how easily they passed on from my students to me. So I am sharing some of my best tips for how to help you strengthen your immune system and get through that first year as a teacher. So first of all, it's probably vitamins are my biggest recommendation, and you can ask your doctor for the best ones to take or ones that they recommend. Another is the flu shot. Now, I always say I'm going to get this, and I never do. And every year I end up with a really bad bout of flu. And last year was the worst, where I ended up in hospital with a bacterial infection from the flu. Now, lots of people, including doctors, recommend getting the flu shot if you work with children. So if this is something that you can access, I would definitely give it a try. Also, it's really important to take care of yourself and make sure that you're definitely getting enough sleep every night. If you start to feel run down, it is okay to take a break, have a nap, don't overdo it, and it's not selfish to take time for yourself because you cannot pour from an empty cup. And while we are talking about taking care of ourselves, it's important that you're eating healthy. So I know junk food can taste so good, but it's important not to overindulge in junk food. Try and remember that balanced diet. Eat your vegetables and your fruit and protein. A balanced, healthy diet is going to help you so much with your immune system. And drink plenty of fluids. Now, when I say fluids, I'm referring to water rather than fizzy pops. You will be amazed about all the benefits of drinking enough water every day can do for your body. Now, another one of my favorite tips is to have hand sanitizer close at hand all the time. You will need to clean your hands often throughout the day. I was amazed working in a school and I would see how many members of staff would just wash their hands really quickly into the sink and then go and eat their lunch, sandwiches, finger food, and their hands were probably still very dirty. So keep a hand sanitizer close at bay, and when you're washing your hands, make sure you're washing them properly. So when I'm washing my hands, I make sure to get everywhere in between my fingers, even down towards my wrists as well. And I sing the happy birthday song twice to myself in my head when I'm washing my hands, so that I know that I'm washing them for a long enough period of time to keep them clean. And while we're talking about washing hands, it's really, really important that you are encouraging your students to wash their hands throughout the day when needed, especially after messy activities and before they go in to eat. By doing this, you're setting an example for your students as well, because they're going to understand the importance of washing their hands and they're going to become more independent with it as well. Now, this is one that always makes other people laugh when I share this tip, but as soon as you get home, change your clothes, have a bath or a shower and wash your hair. You will be surprised how many germs actually fester and live in your hair. So that is a big one. Wash that hair. I know it's tough, especially if you have long, thick hair, and drying it can just feel like a huge chore. But trust me, you will not believe how many germs are living in your hair. And most importantly, and one that I don't think we do enough of, is to take our sick days. If you feel sick or slightly run down, take the day off. Don't try to push through it and work through it. Don't be a hero. You need to rest and give yourself time to heal and feel better, because if you aren't taking your sick days, your body will probably try and fight off that flu or that illness you have, but as soon as the weekend comes or your time off, your body's going to run out of juice and you're going to come down with it and feel even worse. Listen to your body and take sick days when you need them. Another important tip is to empty back your room. So if you have cleaners, ensure they are properly cleaning everything. Desks, chairs, toys, bookshelves, computers, interactive whiteboards. Make sure they are properly cleaning everything. You need a deep clean done. And if you're cleaning toys, I'll often take these home and put them into the dishwasher to give them a deep clean. It's also really important to keep your computer area clean, such as your keyboard, your mouse and your monitor, because you'll actually be amazed how many germs are manifesting right there and you are touching those every day. And while we're talking of touching, never touch your face. Now, I know that probably sounds strange, but you will not believe how many different germs you will pick up on your hands every day. And when you're touching your face, you are transferring those directly onto your face and your skin. And this is when blemishes can happen. You may have a reaction. If you're touching your mouth, you might be ingesting those germs. So never touch your face. And I think it's very important to teach students about manners when they're feeling sick. So encourage them to cover their mouths when they're coughing, use tissues to sneeze or blow their nose. And some of the best ways to teach this to your students is just to lead by example. Another big tip, which may seem quite obvious but a hard one for us to do as teachers, is to get up and exercise. So I know at the end of the day, we can feel exhausted. Our job is both mentally and physically draining. And the last thing you probably want to do at night is go home and exercise. But exercise is honestly one of the best ways to keep your body fit and healthy and help to improve your immune system. And stress is a huge factor for many of us in our classrooms and our job roles. And actually, the more you stress, the more run down you're going to start to feel. So try and avoid stress as much as possible. If you get stressed over paperwork, spend some time during the summer or when you're off school to think about what you can put into place to make that less stressful for you. How can you organize your paperwork? How can you make life easier and less stressful? And avoid processed sugar. I know, it tastes so good and we all want a treat now and again, but try and avoid it where possible. And finally, if you are constantly getting sick, pay a visit to your doctor because it may be something else underlying. It could even be allergies. So definitely it's worth paying a visit to your doctor just for peace of mind and getting to the bottom of it. But like I say, do expect to get very sick during your first year or even your first few years as a teacher, because those germs come round with a vengeance and there's new germs and new illnesses every year. So I know that you'll probably want to hear that once you follow these tips, your immune system's going to be perfect. And to be honest, it's going to be a lot better than it was before. But when your students move up to the next class and you get new students next year, be prepared for those new germs that I discussed. Keep following those tips I've mentioned, and every year your immune system, it will get better and your body will be able to build up a resistance to these illnesses. But it's definitely a long game. So I wish you all the best in your new school year, and I hope that you have a fantastic year with fewer illnesses, and hopefully you don't catch too many germs from your students. Follow these tips and let me know, do you have any other tips that you think help to build your immune system? Send me an email or leave a message. And don't forget, if you have a few spare moments available of time, please consider leaving me a review on this podcast. That way, more autism and special education teachers will be able to find this podcast and put these steps into action in their classrooms as well. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you again soon.